Hi guys! Welcome to the first episode of Are You Schwere? This is a mini-part series which is just going to show a little bit for new German players and commanders who are just starting out, whether it just be into Flames of War, into the hobby itself, or into version 4. So version 4 Late War has come up with a new rule set, and with them they've also come up with a new box. And the German Kampf group is the starter box for any German commander who's looking to get into Late War. So the very first thing you get out of the box is everything is here. Of course it's not assembled, it comes in these little sprues. But let's start with the peripherals. The first thing you get is a rulebook. A mini rulebook, so you don't have to buy the $20 or $40 book. You can just buy one of these boxes and it comes with this. It's very handy, fits in the side side pocket of all your army carrying bags, or in your hand carry, whatever. But what I like about it is that they've actually shrink wrapped it now. So previously what they would do is they would shove these boxes in these books into these boxes, and it would have all the sprues in there, because Battlefront gives you a lot of tanks for what you pay for. So they kind of stuff the box completely full. So it tends to fray the book a little bit. So now that they've shrunk wrapped it, it's got a lot more durability. That's nice. Downside is that even when you open it up, you find it's not durable to begin with. But hey, it's a free book. They've also got a nice full color start here, which is quite interesting. So over here you find that the instructions to build your tanks are all inside, which I think is a nice touch. They didn't used to do this. They used to have a lot of black and whites, and then they would also have links to the page for you to go and find the product page and then go and find out how to build them. But I think now with this it's quite nice. Full color tells you all the different variants and everything like that. And then you realize that of course they tell you at the back the pointages and stuff like that, and they tell you what's next. So it's got a nice kind of sequential steps for commanders to take as they go along their journey in the hobby, which is quite nice. And it also tells you where to find the community, things like that, and it leads you towards the direct website, which is good. What I like about the tanks is that they came in these kind of sprues, which are dark yellow in color. They followed, and rightfully so, the tanks example. So tanks also came in colors which were similar to the base color you will use at the end of the day. So if you don't want to paint them and just play them with them on the table, they still kind of look a little bit kind of historically accurate. Of course, the main difference for gamers like me and for other experienced gamers is that when you do paint, you realize that the base color of the plastic makes a very big difference, even with just primer. And we'll go through that in a little bit. You realize that with gray primer and with a gray base, which is what it used to be on the Battlefront, and with a yellow base, you get a slightly different tone in primer, assuming you're airbrushing it on. So that's that. Okay, so back to the next part of this is that you see they've got unit cards. So unit cards are something that was introduced in Team Yankee and has now cascaded down into Flames of War. They've got all the stats that you need to know on the front of the card. So you've got all the main things like your motivation, your skill rating, your guns, your movement speeds, everything like that. And if it's got a special rule at the top for the unit or for the gun, you can just flip it over and see the back. And all the rules are there, as well as the point system. So it's quite handy. You realize that on all the Late War boxes that you can get, whether it be the British, there are only 4 nations, the US, the British, the Germans, and the Soviets. The Germans, and it's why we call the series Are You Schwere, is because the Germans love the big cats. So you're always going to have very, very expensive, over-engineered tanks, which was kind of their thing. And you realize that this is what you will get in the box, stock full. You will start at the front with 2 Pumas. You will then go to 2 Tigers, 3 Panzer IVs, 2 88 guns anti-tank and anti-air, if you so wish, and 5 Panther tanks. So if we look at the German org chart, you're actually looking at 2 platoons of medium tanks, 1 platoon for your HQ or Panthers, 1 heavy tank support platoon of Tigers, 2 normal Pumas, and 2 88 guns. So in totality, you're looking at about 1,900 points that you can bring to the table. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to bring that, because bear in mind, most games are played at between 1,005 to 1,750, but certainly that's what you can feel. It gives you a very good, strong base to decide for yourself what you want to do with the army. Whether you want to bring more Panzer IVs and Tigers, maybe keep them to a minimum, but more Panzer IVs to be the base of your army. You can also bring in your Panzer Grenadiers, your Pak 40s, things like that to kind of spice the game up. You can even bring your Stukas if you so wish. But certainly, as it stands, this is a 1,900 army out of the box, which is, I think, the best value if we measure points to dollars. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the Panthers actually come on a very, very intricate sprue, which allow you to build either the Panther or the Yak Panther. Now, if you so wish, you are also able, with a little bit of jury rigging, you can actually attach magnets and then have your tanks fit on, and then have the Yak Panther head or the Panther head. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty neat, because sometimes you will like to bring less tanks, but bring the tank destroyers. Because while these guys are armed with a 7.5, the Yak Panther is armed with a 8.8, which is a very big difference in anti-tank value. You will also realize, what I found interesting with these cards, is that the Panther HQ, for the tank commanders, you are no longer able to bring 1 tank for your HQ. You must bring 2. So that's something which I think not a lot of people really realized with the coming of V4, but it's interesting. So anyway, that's what you get in the box. It's a fairly good place to start. You'll find the links down below if you wish to buy it from us. It's free shipping worldwide. And other than that, you can also pick up other things along the way, like Panzer Grenadiers or more Pumas. But I would suggest getting the box first, starting out, see how you like the force, and then decide where to go. It gives you enough of a little bit of everything other than infantry, which is a little bit complex. So I would suggest, as a new player, you don't start with infantry. Start with the tanks first and anti-tank guns, and then move slowly into infantry. I think that's what you will benefit from at the end of the day. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Blitz and Pieces does a lot of different videos. We do Flames of War videos, we do Team Yankee videos, we do The Walking Dead videos, co-op as well as versus. We also have a few more series that I think will be very interesting to you, like our Tanks Facts video, as well as our Math of War video, which I think you should find pretty interesting, where we just go through all the probabilities and all the different tactics that we could use. So anyway, I hope you guys do like and subscribe to us just below us here, or check out any of the other videos. We also have a store where we sell all these things. You can also find us there, and the links are all below. Thanks.